Hello Gmodgamer here, presenting. Is Half-Life Blue Shift still playable to this day? And now we are going to answer this question now. Let's waste no time and let's get started. But before we get started I have to put spoil warning, and going to break down parts as well, since this video is already big enough. Anyway, enjoy the video. Half-Life Blue Shift was AMD as an expansion pack for the first-person shooter video game Half-Life, 1998. It was developed by Gearbox Software and published by Sierra Online. Blue Shift was the second expansion for Half-Life, originally intended as part of a Dreamcast port of Half-Life. Although the Dreamcast port was cancelled, the Windows version was released as a standalone product on June 12, 2001, for Windows. It was released on Steam on August 24, 2005. As with Gearbox's previous expansion pack, Opposing Force, 1999, Blue Shift returns to the setting and events of Half-Life, but portrays the story through the eyes of another character. Players control security guard Barney Calhoun, employed by the Black Mesa Research Facility, who must fight his way to safety during an alien invasion. Blue Shift also includes a graphics pack that upgrades the Half-Life models and textures. Blue Shift received mixed reviews. Many reviewers were critical of the short length and lack of new content, although the new graphics were praised. AMD ASLOI, going to be breaking parts here like gameplay mechanics and story. Also, if you are just playing this 23-year-old game, don't worry, BC, I'm not gonna spoil the game, but there might be a little bit of spill. Gameplay. As an expansion pack for Half-Life, Blue Shift is a first-person shooter. The overall gameplay of Blue Shift does not significantly differ from that of Half-Life. Players are required to navigate through the game's levels, fight hostile non-player characters and solve a variety of puzzles to advance. The game continues Half-Life's methods of an unbroken narrative. The player sees everything through the first-person perspective of the protagonist, and remains in control of the player character for almost all the game. Story events are conveyed through the use of scripted sequences, rather than cutscenes. Progress through the game's world is continuous, although the game is divided up into chapters. The only significant pauses are when the game needs to load the next part of an environment. 1. The player battles through the game alone, but is occasionally assisted by friendly non-player characters. Security guards and scientists will occasionally help the player in reaching new areas and convey relevant plot information. Blue Shift also includes a substantial section dedicated to keeping a major character in the story safe from enemy characters and escorting him to a specific location. A selection of enemies from Half-Life populate the game, including alien creatures such as headcrabs and vortigaunts. The player also encounters human opponents in the form of a detachment of US Marines who have been sent to eliminate the alien threat and silence any witnesses. 3. Blue Shift does not elaborate on the storyline in Opposing Force, the preceding expansion pack, and no enemy characters or weapons introduced in it appear in the game. The player is instead given access to a limited selection of Half-Life's original weaponry. By the way, that's all gonna be talking today, BC. I'm not trying to spoil the game to anyone that still hasn't played the game yet. Goodbye, like, or don't if you want, and make sure you comment peace. Blue Shift was announced in the second quarter of 2000 as part of an upcoming Dreamcast port of Half-Life 10. While the port was developed by Captivation Digital Laboratories, Blue Shift was developed by Gearbox Software, who also developed the first Half-Life expansion, Opposing Force. 11. The game had the working title Half-Life Guard Duty. Publisher Sierra Entertainment announced the name Blue Shift on August 30, 2000. As with Opposing Force, the title has a double meaning, referring to both the Blue Shift light phenomenon and the name of Barney Shift. 12. The Dreamcast port would include higher detail models and textures. 13. That would double the polygon count of Valve's original Half-Life models. 14. At the European Computer Trade Show in September 2000, Information about Blue Shift's story and development direction was revealed, along with a release date of November 1st, 2000, for the Dreamcast version of Half-Life. 14. The port was delayed by Sierra to ensure the high expectations of consumers were met, anticipating release by the end of the year. 15. On March 29, 2001, Sierra announced that Blue Shift would also be released for Windows. 16. As a standalone game that would not require the original Half-Life to run. 17. The new models developed for the Dreamcast version would also be included in the PC version as the Half-Life High Definition Pack, and could be applied to Half-Life and Opposing Force. 18. At the E3 2001, Gearbox announced that Blue Shift was complete. 19. And exhibited a playable version. 20. It was released on June 12, 2001, in North America. 21. 22, and on June 15th in Europe. 23, 24, on June 16th, 2001, Sierra cancelled the Dreamcast port of Half-Life, citing changing market conditions. 25. A late build of the Dreamcast version eventually leaked online, featuring complete versions of Half-Life and Blue Shift. 26. Blue Shift and the High Definition Pack were initially absent from the launch of Valve's content delivery system Steam in September 2003, despite the presence of both Half-Life and Opposing Force on the system. 27. The game was released on Steam on August 29, 2005, along with the High Definition Pack. 28. Blue Shift was also published as part of Sierra's Half-Life Generation compilation in 2002. 29. And as part of Valve and Electronic Arts Half-Life 1 anthology.
All of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat gun for the people who are